Hello and welcome to my website. This blog is entitled The 3 Reasons Weight Loss is Hard. Health, fitness, and weight loss, why are they so hard to achieve? We all know the drill. Eat less, exercise more, and you lose weight. Only you don't. And while you're starving yourself and running yourself ragged, feeling the pain and exhaustion, all you get for all that effort is hunger and fatigue. You may lose a few pounds for a short time, and it may make you lose health, fitness, energy, and the will to go on. So why is weight loss so hard? There are 6 reasons that I know of, but today we're talking about the 3 main reasons. And the first one is overemphasis on the least important goals. Health is more than just not being sick. Fitness is more than being able to do a step class without collapsing. Both health and fitness are more than just tools to spur on your weight loss. Energy, vibrancy, loving life, strength, stamina, flexibility are all more important than a number on the scale. We're told to exercise in order to lose weight and occasionally to look better, but seldom are we told it's because it is essential to vibrant health. You're told to exercise to lose more weight, not to be stronger, not for more energy, not to increase mobility, not for flexibility, not for any of those life-enhancing, longevity-increasing benefits, just to help you lose weight. When the goal of exercise is just to lose weight and not fitness, well, there is some logic to this. Muscles burn more fat, so if you build muscle, you can build more fat and lose more weight. But losing weight on its own is not very compelling. You need a benefit that's worth all that effort. How about you will feel better, have fun, be able to do things again. And the exercises we are told to do are long, tedious, boring, and tiring. No wonder we have trouble exercising regularly. If you're going to succeed at something, at anything, your reason for doing it has to provide more pleasure and less pain than not doing it. A step class might do it for some, especially if you have an entertaining instructor. But for most people, the gym is not as appealing as the neighborhood bakery. You're told to eat salads because they are low calorie and will help you lose weight. Seldom are we told to eat them because they add nutrition, because they boost the immune system, because they clear out toxins, or even that the right foods can increase your energy. No, we are told to eat foods that will help you lose weight. This is the same old problem. There's no pleasure in feeling hungry all the time. Do you really think you'll be able to push aside the pleasure of food and starve yourself for days, weeks, even months at a time, just so those numbers on the scale will go down? Don't get me wrong, I'm all for losing excess weight. It is a real health issue. I'm currently overweight and I'm trying to lose 15 pounds. It was 18. I'm making some progress. But it's not the only issue. It's not the main issue. It's not the most important issue. One of my personal goals, as I just said, is to lose 15 pounds. It's a number on a scale, but that is not the main goal. It is not compelling enough. Not even close. I want to be able to climb stairs without being short of breath, to carry in the groceries 4 bags at a time instead of just 2. To be able to bend over and look under the counter when I drop something, rather than getting a younger member of the household to do it for me. To take the dogs for a run. To push the grandkids on the swing, catch them on the slide, and race them to the merry-go-round without feeling like a wrung-out dish rag. When weight loss becomes the main issue, you don't solve these problems. In fact, you can make them worse. Now, how can weight loss make things worse? I've seen them all over, in the grocery store, on the street, in the mall. The ones I call the thin fatties. They're not big, they're not obese. What they are is visibly weak and frail. Their skin is not filled out with healthy toned muscle. It is loose and sagging, and their bodies are limp and almost shapeless. How does this happen? They have lost weight by way of whatever trick worked for them. Starvation diets, bad diets, even over-exercise, without any thought to their overall health and well-being. Doing whatever it takes to lose the weight. That is the mantra. Lose the weight. Lose the weight. Health, strength, and vibrancy need to be the main goals. If I can achieve that, then weight loss will happen as a byproduct. Being fat is a common result of being unhealthy. The result, not the cause. Those thin fatties are noticeably unhealthy because of their fat. If you could round them up and measure their body fat percentage, you may be surprised. In their efforts to lose weight at any cost, have they lost muscle? Yes, you can see it. Have they lost bone? Most likely, osteoporosis rates are rising too, not just obesity rates. Have they lost water? Absolutely. Have they lost fat? Again, absolutely, but in terms of percentages, probably less of a percentage of fat than the water, muscle, and bone. Make health and fitness your number one goal, and you can lose fat without these problems. Now, reason number 2, we are given the wrong information. Have you ever heard that you need to eat low-fat, low-calorie foods, 5 to 10 servings of fruit and veggies, and 5 servings of grain every day? This is about half right. I remember my friends at work acting like martyrs while they ate their rice cakes. Tasteless pieces of edible cardboard that gave them no pleasure, no nutrients, did not satisfy their hunger, but they ate them because they were low on calories. They may have been low in calories, but they were equally low in nutrition, and because they were high in the glycemic index, most likely they caused a spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash, and they were hungrier than they were before they had the snack. All that sacrifice for nothing. Calories are important, but not important enough to bother counting. If you have to count something, count nutrients. Eat more nutritious food today than you did yesterday. You can find high nutrition food that tastes good. Experiment. Broccoli is a great food from a nutritional standpoint. My husband loves steamed broccoli. I don't like it, but I have discovered I do like it raw. Now, I've tried cauliflower 6 different ways, and I do not like any of them, so I don't eat it. There are so many good foods, there's no reason to eat anything that does not give you pleasure. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try them raw and steamed and stir-fried or roasted or in a soup or in a smoothie. Try them with spices, without spices. Keep trying new things until you find a dozen vegetables you like that always have them on hand. Fruits make a great snack, much better than rice cakes. Now, here's the biggest thing. Grains. 4 to 5 servings of whole grains every day will keep you fat. Many people cannot tolerate grain, especially wheat, rye, and barley. That is why you see so many products labeled gluten-free. Even if you do not have a sensitivity to gluten, which is the protein in wheat, rye, and barley, grains put on the weight. You've probably seen the cartoon. I followed the food pyramid, and now I look like one. So true. This was really brought home to me when, at a restaurant, they had a little sign explaining how the cows they used were organically raised, hormone-free, and finished with grain for a full 2 weeks before slaughter. Those 2 weeks is what gave their meat a nice fat marbling. It was a great sales pitch for their steaks, but I was struck by the timeline. 2 weeks of grain, just 2 weeks made their cattle fat. It makes you and I fat too. And this is more true for some people than others, and may change within an individual as they age. There was a time when bread did not make me fat. That changed somewhere in my mid-30s, and I didn't figure it out until quite recently. If you have trouble with weight gain, cut back, way back, on eating grains. While you're at it, cut back on the sugars too. Now, just so you're clear, by grains I do not just mean your morning oatmeal, though that is included. It is anything made with or from wheat, oats, rice, corn, barley, and rye. Quinoa is okay. It's not really a grain. It's more like a grain substitute. Lots of nutrition, but fewer of the problems. Now, I'm going to suggest that you follow a new food pyramid, rather an old one. The original 5 food groups: meat at the base, fruit and veggies, and topped with nuts and berries. Eat the way nature intended. Flour can be ground from any of the grains we've been talking about, but wheat is what most flour is made from, so cut back on bread, cakes, cookies, and breaded meats. Sorry, no chicken nuggets. And stop worrying about fat in your food. Yes, a gram of fat has more calories than a gram of just about anything else, but it does not cause a spike in your insulin, so it is less likely to be stored as fat. And it triggers that part of your brain that controls hunger. You will eat less of everything if you include natural, not man-made, fats in your meal. So that is more calories per gram, but you will have less calories per meal once your body adapts to your new eating pattern. Fats are not the bad guy. I am amazed at how many people trying to lose weight will eat dry toast for breakfast, even though they don't like it, because they think it will help them lose weight. It is the bread that they are still eating that puts the weight on, not the butter that they have given up. Oh, and I have to say, if you're going to throw away part of your egg, stop with the shell. Egg yolks are truly a superfood. An entire chick can be grown from the nutrition in just one yolk. It has to have just about everything a body can need. We are also given the wrong information about exercise. Hours of aerobics just make you tired. Yes, you need to add movement and exercise to your day. It just doesn't need to be hours in the gym. Walk to the store, or to work if you can. If that's not possible, park as far from the door as you feel you can comfortably manage. Take the stairs instead of the elevator if you can, and learn some stretches. Take a walk. You don't need a special occasion to practice making your muscles supple. Breathe. How many people went to the gym 100 years ago? There were a few, but not many. They moved more all throughout the day. We need to add movement to our day. Short sprints do as much for you than long-duration exercises. Sprints build you up, they're easier to do, and they're less abusive to your joints. Long-duration exercises just wear you down. I think the picture says it all. Now, reason number 3, you might fear to be thin. I'm talking about a deep down feeling, one you may not be aware of. It's hard to fight something you don't even know is there. So take a moment and think. Is there some way fat serves you? Food can be seen, and fat can be seen as a good thing. We all know about that jolly fat man. Okay, there are many reasons why you may want to stay fat. Eating comfort food can be a stress reliever, enough so that deep down you do not want to give it up. It is too big a price to pay for the few benefits you believe you will gain. And fat can be a wall of protection. If you are feeling vulnerable, could this be true for you? Fat can make you feel safe. I actually still have this problem. When my first husband became ill, the first and only obvious symptom of his illness was weight loss. As he lost, I gained. You don't need to be a therapist to figure that one out. Being thin feels dangerous. And even though I'm now aware of this irrational feeling, it is still there. When I get on the scale and see it's moved down, I feel happy, of course. But happy is the second feeling. Even now, the first reaction is one of unease, even fear. If the way you think about yourself and or your weight is a minor obstacle, and if you're able to identify it, you can deal with it. If it is more major, or if you suspect there is something but you're not quite sure, you may need help. The way I'm dealing with it is through visualization. I visualize myself thinner, but in a context where I'm also strong, healthy, happy, and active. I'm also trying out a technique called EFT, or tapping. It's too early to know how effective it is yet. That may be the subject of another blog post. Thinner has got to start feeling safe. Notice thinner, not thin. I'll be happy just not being obese. Maybe when I get there I'll be able to go a little further. I don't know. I've picked a goal that should be a healthy weight, not a thin weight. A weight that is right for me. I'm trying to be healthy. It's not necessary to fit into anyone else's image of who I should be or what I should look like. I'm working on this, so please wish me luck. And if you're working on improving your health too, I wish you luck. I would like to hear about your challenges, successes, and failures, so please visit my website and leave a comment, InShapeAfter50.com. Next week, I hope to do a blog post on the 3 other reasons weight loss is hard. Habits, cravings, and something called carb flu. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.